I played. And here I think Giant Specialist with Fangs and Stormcallers is probably decent. Not a fan of Quick Supply with this setup, and also not of Marksman. Didn't even look what the other was. And yeah, he takes quite a while to make his decision, but goes for Supply Specialist, which is all around decent. So with this setup, I'm doing a pretty standard start. I was expecting him to go aggressive balls, so I used this setup and 2 snipers. So this would do good against aggressive balls, and I expect just to lose this side. But he went defensive balls with lots of fangs, which was kind of surprising. And I think against this setup, obviously, if I'm Giant Specialist, what to do now is the Vulcan. So yeah, recruitment cost of Giant going down is a pretty good card for me. And he skipped. So I put down the Giant, and he goes for lots and lots of fangs. And also Mustangs behind it, which is something I don't really understand. Just massing small units, so Vulcan is pretty good against it. Or I could go Mustang with Splash. And yeah, as expected, this side is doing good now. And here it's just too many units, and this is good against an aggressive ball setup, but not against a spam. And here I expect to still do good, because Vulcan against this is obviously insanely good. So the next round I need something to clear his mass chaff or thrash units on the left side, so I think I just go another Vulcan, and items on giant units are obviously very good. And I also go Bubble, cause I don't know what he will do, and he keeps just massing Fangs and upgrade range on it. And I expected the rocket, it was pretty good. So now I will do better on the left side, but he has too much stuff on the right side. But it's close. Yeah, and this survived with 1 hit point, so pretty good. Round 4. I think Incendiary is really good here, because he has Mass Chaff. And we both took it. And here I will get his Mustangs and yeah, some of his other Chaff. And of course I shielded, which is always something you should do when it's likely that someone is gonna use an item. And he just goes for massing. And I put down Double Fortress against his balls. And now he kinda tricked me going Phoenix, because I don't have anti-air. So I win the right side massively, but I don't have anti-air. And I think I even win the left side, so this was kinda dumb. But I still win the round, cause he doesn't do enough damage to kill the stuff fast enough. so it's already at 2 speed, but he does 200 damage to us and we do 400 plus 200, so 600. Or a bit less, cause he killed 1 unit. So now I'm going further on a mission, and he addresses my giant units using a melting point. And the answer to melting point is distracting this one with crawlers. And of course I didn't know he goes melting point, I only know it next round. So my idea would be to put some crawlers behind and one on the flank, so that my Vulcan can go in and kill the chef. And then when he tries to kill my units, my crawlers come from behind and block his aiming. So that's the idea about it. And obviously, since I didn't know he makes a melting point, I don't have chaff destruction yet, so of course I lose this. Nothing I can do. But I know for next round that I will now go crawlers to keep his units in place while my Vulcan kills the chaff, and then my chaff gets in and distracts the melting point. That's the idea. So we take our first loss. Lightning Storm is pretty insane here, because I want to clear his chaff fast. So chaff means just little throwaway units. And I think he maybe also Lightning Storms me. But well, now here you can see what I do. Left side I'm ignoring so far, but he gets another melting point, which means I will lose this side. But here's the late chaff and the distraction. So this is to keep him in place. And this is to, after my Vulcan has cleared all the stuff, get them in. And so this can't shoot at me. And yeah, timing is pretty crucial. Like, this game is complex when it goes to positioning. And it worked pretty good. Now you can see, unfortunately I lost the tower too fast, but you can see this is distracted and it does nothing. Okay, but unfortunately I lost the left side too hard. So now the idea is to just get more distraction and maybe more chaff clear. But then I saw Acid Blast. And Acid Blast is the nuts against someone who doesn't shield his melting points. And there you can see the difference between a not so experienced player, because let's put it down here for a second. So I will use oil to slow down his units, and I will use acid to clear his units. So his units get stuck in the oil, which means they are longer in the acid, which means they will die. And on this side I get even more chaff. So yeah, the idea is to basically do the same stuff here that I did last turn, and here basically kill all these units on the combination. And a good player would know that his only chance to win is keeping his melting points alive, so he would shield them, and a bad player does not think of those things. So yeah, I did more chaff clear. I wanted to protect my own unit against this. Even more chaff clear. And he goes for more chaff, so my chaff clear is pretty good against it. And here he perfectly falls into the trap, which means his units get stuck into the oil and get killed by the acid. Yeah, and here we also go for replicate to just have more, always enough crawler distraction. So everything died here, which is pretty funny. Yeah. And so that's GG. Because his unit is shooting at the wrong stuff, which means it's useless. Yeah, so this was a nice game.